Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about OxCart's largest cart. This is the one that has the ATV tires on it and the heaviest capacity and the largest loads. So let's get started.
Down in the dirt. Been real bad.
Alright, first I'm going to spend just a minute or two talking about the differences between the OxCarts. The one on the left here, and the wind's blowing a little bit today, so the camera's going to wave around just a little bit. That said, the cart on the left there is the original OxCart. I've had this one now for about 6 years. It has a capacity of about 12 cubic feet, and I've put it through the test quite a bit. I've hauled a lot of dirt with it, hauled a lot of landscaping rocks and leaves, brush, you name it. I haven't had any problems with the run flat tires. In fact, I've never had to put air in them in that period of time. I've never had any problems with any of the swivels and tilts and all that type of stuff. Everything works really well on it. So I'm going to take and we'll flip these over in a minute, and I can kind of show you the differences between the two. The new OxCart, the heavy duty one, they still make the other one. You can get that. It works really well for most of you homeowners. Pulling around your yard, pulling over the neighbors, hauling firewood, stuff like that. The new one is larger capacity. It's 17 cubic feet versus the 12 cubic feet of the other one. It also carries a lot more weight. It'll carry up to 1,250 pounds. They offer it in a version that has run flat ATV tires on it. So, and that's what this one is here today. The wheels have ball bearings in them instead of your typical brass bushings that you have to grease. So with the ball bearings in it, you can run this behind your ATV or UTV at the same speeds as you run that and never have to worry about tearing out the wheels or bearings. So dimensions wise, the boxes are the same length. The larger box is a little bit wider and deeper, so it'll fit in the same space basically as the original cart, if you're worried about that. Alright, so let me take and flip them upside down, and we'll take a look at the frames, see how the frames are built differently. And they're built quite well. You don't have to worry about dropping them or anything like that. Alright, let's see if I can get my son and my camera to all work together here a little bit. Okay, as you can see, the tires are larger, wider. They do have grease zerks on the tires for the heavy duty one, but they are ball bearings in there, so everything spins very, very nice. Notice how they, after 6 years, they got just a little bit of wobble to them. You won't have that with the ball bearing ones. One thing that the OxCart did is they changed where the lift assist sets on the older carts. On the smaller carts, the lift assist sets here in the middle of the frame. On And the larger cart, they put the lift assist off to the side. It works just as well, but that gives you a lot more clearance if you're out in the timber and pulling it through heavy grass, stuff like that. You'll also notice that the frame is much larger, almost twice as thick as the frame on the smaller cart, so it's designed to handle a lot heavier loads. Even the hitch, the pins for the lift and the swivel are larger on the new cart. Axles are larger. It's a much heavier cart. What else do you want to know about the construction of it? Let me know in the comment section below. They both have real simple lift hitches on them, and I'll show you how we use that after we get it hooked up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tractors out, and we're going to fill it full of dirt. See how easy it is to tilt and dump. And then we're going to give it the ultimate test. We're going to go down there and we're going to fill it full of gravel, and then we're going to take it for a ride out in the field. The hitch pin hole is large enough so that it'll go on a regular farm hitch, and the hole itself is a little bit larger than a 1/2 inch, so you can use a 1/2 inch pin. I only have a 3/8 here today, but it'll work. Yeah, I probably should put a safety clip on that, since I'm going to be probably pulling this around through the field at about 12-15 miles an hour. So you can hook it up to your farm tractor, your smaller farm tractor, or your ATV, or your CTR. All right, moving on. This cart has a 300-pound lift assist, so let's see how easy it is. All I have to do is pull back on this latch. If you notice, there's a hole in it, so you can hook it up with a rope so it automatically latches. But what do you think of that? Maybe about, it's like lifting a bag of flour, is about how heavy as it is. See now, I can't even pull it back. It's been all right, today let's do some gravel. It's a lot nicer day than it was the other day when we were doing the dirt. So before we dump some gravel in this thing, let's talk about carts in general. Most of the carts that you're going to buy, or the ones that you get free with your John Deere tractor, are rated for about 600 pounds. 600 pounds is good for a few bags of mulch, for leaves, for sticks, brush, stuff like that, going around doing your gardening. If you're going to haul loads of dirt or loads of gravel, it's not near enough. Those 600-pound poly carts, if you dump a load of gravel in them, the poly cart part of it will just collapse. Plus, the axles aren't heavy enough. They usually use 3/4-inch steel rods, and 3/4-inch steel rod will hold up to about 750 pounds before it starts to bend. So the heavier carts that are out there are usually about 1,000 pounds. Most of those, the way the bottom is designed, where the wheels and axles go through, they use a straight shaft that goes all the way through the whole thing. Those are usually 1-inch mild steel. So again, about 1,000 pounds is about all they'll hold. If you put any more than that, you'll start bending those axles. And once you bend that steel rod, they're a real pain to either straighten or cut off, so you can put a new rod in there again. One thing nice about the OxCart is it uses a hardened 1-inch pin, and the pin itself will handle way more than the rated capacity of the cart. So this cart here, this is the over-the-road one with the ball-bearing tires. It will easily handle 1,250 pounds of weight. That's as much dirt as you can possibly get into it, rounded over. And I'll show you how much about 1,200 pounds of gravel is here in a second. So a couple other features about the OxCart is, if you notice, it's a lot higher than most carts. So when you go to dump it, and all of them have the tapered back here. So when you go to dump it, it has a much steeper rake. So most of the product that you got in there will come out of it. It doesn't, it's a lot, you don't have to rake as much out as you would with a normal cart. Also, with the OxCarts, they're a full swivel cart, so you can drive up alongside your landscaping, unhook it, unlatch it, and then just turn it so you can get the material right into your landscape bed. You don't have to do as much shoveling. Don't have to use a plastic tarp to drop it onto. So swivels both ways. And then with the lift assist on here, on this one there's a 300-pound lift assist. So even if you got gravel in this thing, anybody can just unlatch it and it'll lift right up for you. Even with about 2,000 pounds of gravel in here, there's only about a 30-pound lift that you have to do to get it to dump. If you don't have that lift assist on them and you've got dirt or gravel or something heavy in there, if you use the cart at all, you know how hard it is to get them to to tip and dump. So, all right, let me get some gravel here. And the first dump I'm going to put in here is I'm going to put about 1,250 pounds of gravel in. I'll just stop the machine and you can see how much that is. And then I'm going to put a little more in. I'm going to probably put about 1,500 pounds in here. And then we're going to take it for a ride out in the pasture. That way you can see how well these do hold up. To give you an idea how much this road mix, which is crushed gravel with 3/4 inch larger pieces in it, weighs 150 pounds per cubic feet. The OxCart here, if it's rounded over fully, that's 17 cubic feet. So if I was to fill this up, there would be over 2,400 pounds of gravel in here. Well, the cart's only rated for 1,250, so we're not going to do that. And even if it's level, if you take and dump it in and level it out, that's almost 2,000 pounds. So I'm not going to fill this cart up completely, but I'm going to put about 1,500 pounds of gravel in it. Understand? All right, let me get going here. Cold out this morning. The hydraulics don't want to work that well. So as you can see, this is probably roughly about 1,600 pounds of gravel. So let me change the camera around here and we'll go for a ride. How should we do this? That's not bad. We'll probably go, well, how far do you want to go? We'll go at least a half mile, maybe even a mile. So we'll run the tractor about as fast as the trail will let me run it, and let's see how this thing holds up. about a quarter mile. that wasn't fun. So we're about 3/4 of a mile away from where we started, just over the top of this hill here. This field, it's the other side of it is exactly a mile from where we started. So I'm gonna have to dump this gravel out here. With the weight of the gravel, I won't be able to get it back in. What happened? Well, I forgot to put a cotter pin in the hitch, so the hitch bounced out, the hitch pin. So no fault of the cart. Stupid people tricks. All right, I'll be back. And what's even more aggravating is I did have a safety hitch in the back of the toolbox. Yeah. All right, so I'll just give you the scenic tour on the way back. Cart's empty. Watch it bounce around. Everything worked good on it. Works just fine. So I'm quite happy with this cart. I know it's a little bit more money, but you get the heavy duty cart, the heavy duty frame, you get the lift assist for tipping heavy loads, you get the ball bearing, run flat tires. It's well worth the money if you want to spend it. Okay, well, if you got any comments or questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.
been real